The day I stopped being available for everyone else is the day I finally got my peace back. And let's be honest, many of us were raised to believe that being a good woman means being everything to everyone. We pick up the phone even when we are tired. We say yes when our hearts are really screaming no. We overextend ourselves, overcommit, and overfunction. And then we wonder why we feel so anxious, resentful, or distressed. I've been there. I know. I know what it's like to show up for everyone, your children, your partner, your parents, even your co-workers, and somehow still feel invisible in your own life. I was that dependable one, the strong one, the one who kept it all together. But when I needed support the most, silence is what greeted me. I was burning out. I was disappearing. And no one could even see it because I kept smiling. No one checked in because I trained them to believe that I was always okay. And honestly, that version of me, she really was exhausted. I felt so tired. I smiled through the tears, pushed through burnout, and kept giving even when my soul was on empty. I was empty of peace, joy, clarity, my purpose, and connection. I didn't know how to ask for help really, because maybe I also feared being seen as weak. But instead, I was quietly drowning, longing for someone to say, you don't have to carry it all by yourself. That version of me deserves softness, care, and rest. And I didn't get it. I really didn't get it until one day I decided to give it to myself. But before I say anything else, I'm Taylor, and welcome to my channel. Things really shifted when I asked myself one powerful question. What would happen if I started showing up for me first? Not in a selfish way, but in a way that was sacred. I began to set boundaries, not as walls to shut people out, but as gates to protect my own energy, my own peace, and my presence. And that's what Proverbs 4:23 teaches us, to guard our heart, not in fear, but in wisdom, to guard what is sacred inside of us, because our energy, our peace, and direction all flow from the condition of our hearts. I realized that when I kept giving from an empty cup, running on fumes as it were, saying yes out of guilt and showing up out of obligation, I was not helping anyone. Not really. In fact, I think I was enabling patterns that left me drained and others dependent on what I could do for them. Life can be so tough sometimes. The chaos around me often came from my inability to say no. But when I took the time to fill myself up, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, I became more intentional with what I gave and who I gave it to. My yeses now had meaning, my no's had purpose, and I was no longer reacting to life. I was responding now with clarity from a place of wholeness, not exhaustion and tiredness. Setting boundaries was not about rejecting others. It really was about remembering myself and who I am, what I need, my values, my limits. Setting boundaries really helped me to reconnect with my own voice. You know, God really reveals things to us at the right time, reminding me that I matter, I also matter. Our Heavenly Father, He really loves us so much, and He always makes a way. He really opens doors that no one else can shut. He guides us through the impossible with His wisdom, His timing, and His unwavering love. He is always guiding us. And strangely enough, when I honored myself, my relationship with others became more honest and more balanced. I was no longer pretending. I was no longer resentful. Sometimes you really have to take a step back and look at yourself. I was present, I was real and rooted. Boundaries didn't break my relationships. No, not at all. Boundaries really revealed which ones of those relationships were healthy enough to survive truth. Most importantly, those boundaries helped me to return to the woman I had abandoned while trying to be everything to everyone. I learned to stop rescuing, over-explaining, and saying yes out of guilt. Life didn't just get easier, it got clearer. So here are some takeaways I really want to share with you. Your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You are not here to be a 24/7 emotional vending machine. Remember that. Boundaries create space for healing, not distance. The right people will respect your boundaries. 3. You are allowed to take up space. You don't have to shrink yourself for others to feel comfortable. When you stop rescuing everyone, you really rescue yourself. You safeguard your own self. That's not selfish, that's sacred. And life is not a constant emergency. You don't have to be on call to be loved. You don't have to answer every phone call. Now, I'm not saying to cut everyone off. What I am saying is this: you can still love people deeply and choose yourself every day. Protect your peace. You can still show up from a place of alignment, not obligation. You know, when I stopped being available for everything but my own life, I realized how much of it had been slipping through my own fingers. Now I'm present, I'm joyful, I'm honest with others and with myself. If this message has stirred something within you, don't brush it off. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, ask yourself, what am I giving to others that I refuse to give to myself? And if the answer hits you hard, that's okay. It means you are waking up. It means that you are coming home to yourself. You don't have to be that hero in every story, just your own. If you are always available for everyone except yourself, I want to invite you to change that from today. You are not here to be drained. You are here to live your life, to live a life of abundance. And I promise you, life gets lighter, it gets gentler, and so much more clearer when you come home to who you are. So if this video spoke to you in any way, please share it. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Or just type, I choose me below. And if you are ready to start choosing you daily, every day, unapologetically, stick around. Let's walk this path of peace and power together. You don't have to do it alone anymore. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really hope that the message here reminds you of your worth. And don't forget to protect your heart. See you again in the next video. Bye.